What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game, episode 96. This is the average man's perspective on football. And Brian got this really dumb smile on his face. I don't know why he's smiling like that.
I do this every show. I don't know what you're
It took me off the time. Don't do that no more. I don't like it.
There are lots of things I don't like about you, but I don't say it on camera.
Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Especially watching on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Live Game. We're also on Twitter at The Live Game 3 and on Instagram at the official The Late of Game. Joining me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
Next up, we got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
This song is really appropriate tonight because pre-show Mark will have a lot of problems. He's probably going to drop like 50 times. And next up, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody
coming to see you, Otis.
Look, so, do you want to be Eddie Kane or do you want me to be Eddie Kane?
Hey,
trust me, you're Eddie Kane. There's no mistake in that.
I don't know. Maybe we should switch it up. He keeps stealing my lines.
He finally showed up on time this week. So week 10 is in the bag. We'll get this later, but I really did bad on my damn picks. I don't know what I was thinking. Brian's hosting night. Go ahead, start us off, Brian.
Yeah, it was a different week of football. I will say that. A lot of teams that didn't do well last week made comebacks, and some teams were surprising this week. So let's go ahead and get into it. As every time we do the show, we start off with the news of the week. The first news of the week we're going to pass to Herman.
All right. So after the Cowboys' embarrassing loss to the Broncos,
that's not
Cowboys.
story.
Excuse me. Silence. Cowboys
speak during the news.
Exactly, especially Cowboys news. Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy had the staff pass out Monkey Butt, which is an anti-chafing powder. Which is the anti-chafing powder to the players in a way to motivate his players. And what did the Cowboys do? Well, his players took it to heart, and they came out and dominated the Falcons with the 43-3 victory in a game that was never close.
Not even a little.
None of that is in the news thing. Supposed to be word for
rundown. Is that what you're trying to
refer to? The news section of the
director.
Supposed to be word for word. That doesn't make it up on the.
No, it's not word for word.
Yeah,
you know they're gonna improvise with it. You know that.
It wasn't hard to beat the Atlanta Falcons. And number two, yeah, he should have put it in their jockstrap so y'all could have had Monkey Butt the whole game.
Y'all beat the Falcons?
Yes, we did. Actually,
barely.
Win is a win.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Win is a win.
Yeah, it wasn't a domination. It was just a win.
It was a win.
Why don't we get back to the show? You read the next article, Mark.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
some of the and watch how I read it word for word, people.
You know, and I asked you to read it in advance, but obviously you didn't.
I did. Some of the notable injuries Sunday were T.J. Watt, Bakerfield, Aaron Jones, and Chase Young. No structural damage to Watt's knee, but his hip was also injured, and both are very sore. His timetable for return is unknown. Bakersfield is day to day. Aaron Jones will miss 1 or 2 weeks, and Chase tore MCL and is out for the year.
Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, I mean that is a bad break, you know.
It is. It didn't matter. These were sucked anyway, so it doesn't matter.
He did not suck. He did.
I said defense sucked.
He was having a down year though for his.
He was so.
But it was half the year. He had time to make up, you know. So it's just sad that in the middle of the season he's out.
Right.
All right. So on Tuesday, the Chargers placed Joey Bosa and Jerry Tillery on the reserve COVID-19 list. Our producer sucks, Herman.
Wow. Oh, he didn't. Yeah.
No.
Wait, what happened? What's wrong?
Nothing. Both players are now in question for their Sunday tilt with the Steelers. Roethlisberger's status is still up in the air as well.
What the hell is a tilt?
Tilt?
You mean the game? That we call them tilts? Games, not tilts.
Let's just cut the show. He obviously doesn't want to have a show today. So.
And he never previewed.
Marcus, what happened to this coronavirus?
Thank you. Don't tell him, Mark. Obviously, you know, our producer.
I didn't know we were still doing that. My bad. Hold on.
Oh, Jesus.
Didn't he just do that like last week?
Thanks. Thank you. Your timing is impeccable.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we did COVID news.
Mark,
But how long we been doing shows?
Wait a minute. We just talked about Aaron Rodgers on COVID like last
We
week.
sure
We did. Then. I didn't play it last week either.
Yeah, I think you did.
I did.
We have to go back and watch.
But how long we been doing shows? For how long?
Only
Long enough.
96 shows, so you know.
Hey man, every show is different. Okay.
Yeah, this one's terrible. Mark, get us back on track and read the final.
All right. Tuesday, the Green Bay Packers are selling stock for $300 a share in order to raise funds for their ongoing Lombardi Field project. The stock
Lambeau
sold does
Lambeau
not
Field.
pay dividends, cannot be traded, or has no protection under security laws. Basically, it's a donation to the team. So
And on top of that, it was funny. Listening to the radio this morning, and this guy was saying that in the fine print it states that once you own this stock, if you talk negatively or speak badly about the team, not only can they take the stock back from you, but you can be fined up to $500,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That is
wow.
yeah.
crazy.
Just
Are
for some,
they talking about like say like a radio personality or something? Just the average.
well, an average person, but yeah, if like the radio personality was talking about, he was thinking about buying it, but then he thought he'd read the fine print, and when he read that part, he was like, oh, that would be, they would come right after him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's very unique. This is like, but they've done this before. It's been like 10 years, but they basically just put out this stock. I guess it's like a stock and stuff you would give to a Green Bay fan, because I mean, it basically is a worthless piece of paper, because you don't own the team, you don't make no decisions, you don't make no money. It's just there.
It's not really a stock then.
They call it a stock, but you're right.
It's a
You don't make
stock.
no
Really a
money.
stock.
What kind of stock is that? They shouldn't be allowed to call it a stock then.
I mean,
What's it called? A share. $3 share.
but it's not a share either. I mean, you don't get a share.
Oh, that's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. All right, so we're going to keep the Moot Show going forward, and we're going to start talking about some of our hot topics we got going right now. Excuse me. So the first hot topic we have is after being dominated 2 weeks in a row, should we be concerned with the Rams? What do you think the main problem is with the Rams? Is it Stafford? Is it the defense? Or what do you think is going on? Herman, you got any ideas on what happened to the Rams on Monday night?
Well, I gotta go first. Just out of curiosity.
I don't know, Ralphie, because I think it was your story.
I mean, yeah, that's why I wouldn't expect to go first. But yeah, the Rams were really physically dominated on Monday night, and that's not something you're really used to seeing. The 49ers came out and decided they were just going to run it down their throat, and that's exactly what they did. And I think the Rams had some problems with their personnel on the field because they were getting caught with only, I think, like 3 big men. And then you had the linebackers. And I guess, I don't know if that was because, Von Miller was there now. But, I mean, Aaron Donald was like a no factor in this game. And, you don't hear that very often to see where Aaron Donald is a no factor. That being said, Stafford is not who they thought he was. Okay, he's starting to turn into a turnover machine, and he's not looking like this asset that they thought that they were getting when they brought him in. Last year, the Rams started 7-3 with Goff. This year, the Rams started 7-3 with Stafford. So where's the upgrade? So in my opinion, I think it may be Stafford. That defense will probably have to make some adjustments, but Stafford turning that ball over the way he is, it's just that it's hurting them because they're on the field too long. We always say no matter how good your defense is, if they're on the field most of the game, you're going to lose. So I think it's Stafford.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, this particular game, I mean, I don't know if the Niners had the perfect game plan against the Rams. I mean, because they obviously have something because they beat the Rams, last 4 times? He has a winning record. I mean, a losing record against the 49ers for some particular reason. But you're right, Herman. I mean, the way they ran that ball down their throat, I mean, just kept running and running. and short passes, and George Kittle was in the game, and he was making catches, over the middle. And I mean, their defense just could not stop them. And not only that, but they were just eating up clock. And
Yep.
the Rams, they need time. They need to get their rhythm going. They had their two little shiny weapons out there. They had Odell, who they looked like they was trying to force feed in the first quarter. And then, like you said, Herman, they were trying to get Von Miller and have him to shine. But, everything that they, I guess, had game plan went right out the window when they were just getting trucked, by this running game. So I still think Stafford's a good quarterback. I still think Stafford's definitely an upgrade to Goff, despite the records being the same. The one interception, the first one he threw, it looked like Odell ran either the wrong route or they just weren't on the same page.
Definitely.
They're on the same page.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted him to go in, and Odell went out. So, those happen. I mean, it was almost like a punt to them, but still, they need to do more. They need to do more. They need to get better, and they need to get a more consistent running game too.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams don't run the ball enough, and they need to run the ball more to stay more balanced and get that play action. And then you notice that Stafford, he don't like being under the center.
Mm-hmm.
He's normally in shotgun, but before when Goff was there, and they brought this up on the cast, Goff was under center, so there was more play action available.
But it just shows you that he got Stafford, and sometimes these coaches get pass happy.
Yeah, that is true. So I'm not gonna put it all on Stafford. I think I'm gonna put this on the defense. I think the defense, the way they got run on, that's a blueprint right there. So they better get that set.
But that was just that game. I mean, you flip to the Tennessee game, and those turnovers again by Stafford.
True.
They hurt.
True. But Tennessee ran on them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without Henry.
Without him.
So.
Marcus.
Mark. The hell? I'm going next. My name was called for a secret. Shady. I think it's both Stafford and the defense. I pretty much think it's everything at this point. Stafford is doing too many picks the last two games, but like I said, that first one he threw, I think you squarely blame that on Odell. And it was funny because in that game, since OBJ hadn't been there long, they couldn't run the usual offense like the Russian, like the Russian style, the hurry up offense,
yep. Mm-hmm.
because they had to let him know what he had to do, so they had to huddle. So they were kind of limited by that, which I know he's a great weapon and all, but in that case, just wait till next week, use him sparingly when you don't have to. In certain situations, he shouldn't be there every play. Even I know Woods is out, but it is what it is. And just the defense, the last two games, I mean, just basically getting ran on like crazy. It just, I think they had I was so impressed on Sunday with watching football teams plus 10 play drive, and San Francisco matched that one on the very first drive. This I think it was low, I think like 12, 13 plays. It just kept running, kept going, and the defense couldn't stop it. I mean, I don't know how hot it was that night. They showed one pick early in the game. And Aaron Donald, he was just sweating like crazy. I'm like, you sweating like that already? It's just, I don't know. I think this is just a mid-season. I'm going to call it the mid-season blues. I think they're too good of a team to let this continue. I think they'll get things together. And also, the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan pretty much owns McVay. I don't know the exact record, but he does own him in the series between the two of them. So it's just a bad matchup. It's the midseason blues. I believe McVay, he will get Stafford back on point, and the defense will get back to what they should be, especially when you got Aaron Donald there, you got Ramsey there, and now you got Von Miller. It's just, I think it's just too much too soon. Just a lot of new people on both sides of the ball, and just things aren't gelling yet. And this is a bye week. This is a bye week for them. So they got 2 weeks to get it right. I think midseason blues, they'll be okay. Right now, they're still my favorite. Well, I still got Arizona as number one, but they'll fit. I still got them finishing number two. They'll make the playoffs.
That's a great point, Mark, because I didn't think about the fact that they couldn't run their hurry up because of Odell. That has me thinking, and that makes a whole lot of sense too. They had to huddle and say, "Okay, Odell, run this particular route." Instead of, like you said, maybe one of their backups that's been playing. They could have just put them in and took Odell out. Mark, how do you feel about it?
Oh, I agree with a lot of what you all said about it. I think it's both the defense and others. Basically, when you get punched in the mouth against the 49ers and the Tennessee Titans early, that pretty much takes your game plan and throw it out the window. So you have to adjust to it. I don't think the coaching staff has done a good job with adjusting properly when that happens. That comes to the coaches. The fact that they couldn't run a hurry offense with Odell in there, what that means, and you might need to take them out at that particular time. So I think a lot of it has to do with the coaching and also the defense. You got to be able to stop the ball three downs and out. You can't let a team sustain a long drive on you. It's going to wear on you on the course of the game. So that's been happening to them, and they they dig themselves in a hole real early. I think Stafford is a good quarterback. I think he's fine. It's just a lot of things around him affects the way how the game goes for him. Once that starts happening, I think it's like a domino effect. Everything else just starts to fall. I think the Rams would be all right, though. I think they get it on track. We got to see what their new addition with Vaughn looks like, and with Odell. But it's an early stage for him right now. I think it'll come around before we know it.
All right. So we got one other quick hot topic, which shouldn't take too much time. Currently, with the NFL season, we're pretty much at the middle point of the season. Who are your top 5 candidates for MVP? We'll start off with Marcus.
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Tom Brady, and Lord help me, Dak Prescott.
Say it.
Dak Prescott.
That's your order or just your top? That's not
my top 5. There's no particular order.
If you had to choose right now, who's number 1?
Lamar.
Okay. Mark?
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson. I'm struggling between Kyler and Herbert, but Dak takes one of the spots too. I also have to mention, if a certain running back didn't get hurt, Derrick Henry, he'd be in this conversation too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I say between Dak, Lamar, Rodgers, Brady, and Herbert right now are probably my top 5.
If Henry hadn't got hurt, he'd have been my number 1 pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my top 5 is a little different. I have similar ones. I agree with Brady. Of course, I agree with Prescott. I agree also with you guys with Lamar. My other 2 are running backs. I got Jonathan Taylor, and one running back and one wide receiver. Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
I was checking out Cooper's stuff. Yeah,
Cooper is lighting up the league this year, and it's not even funny. And Dan Herman got me focused on Jonathan Taylor after a conversation we had in our group. Now, every time I watch the Colts play, that fool is all over the place, racking up yards left and right. And he is slowly and surely definitely becoming one of the MVPs of the league. Herman, what's your list?
So I got Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott. I'm not very high on Tom Brady, but he's in there because he's Tom Brady. He does have the numbers. And I'm gonna just stick with quarterbacks because they never give it to, or they never, it's always gonna be a quarterback. And I put Lamar up there too. So that's fine. That's fine.
I noticed we didn't talk about last year's MVP, Josh Allen. I think he slipped out of it.
His stock is falling. His stock is really falling.
I think Herbert's stock is. You said Justin Herbert. I think his stock is falling too.
It has. Herbert's stock is falling too. Actually, Tannehill's stock is on the rise.
Yeah, seeing that.
You know who is 1-2 we always have in there is Kansas City.
Yeah, Mahomes.
He's not in there.
Not this
season.
He's
not right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can go by that one game last week, yeah, but other than that,
I mean, it's really not been a good year for Mahomes.
It's not even
not at all.
All right, we are keeping this show on the road. We're doing very well, gentlemen. I'm proud
You
of you
just jinxed
guys.
us. Thank you.
Hey, just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Keep flowing.
Just
Keep flowing.
He just went through the topics and stuff. He didn't. He wasn't even talking about the technical part of it.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about the time and stuff.
I was
Yeah,
talking
he was.
about the time, but y'all are wasting the time. So.
You just jinxed us.
All right, let's get into these games that we had talked about last week. The first one we're going to talk about is the Thursday night game. The Baltimore Ravens went to play the Miami Dolphins. Why are you looking so crazy, Marcus?
Because I can't believe that I come to that game. That's why I'm looking.
Oh, okay. I'm like, damn, am I reading the wrong? All right. This was a bend, but don't break defense for the Dolphins. They allowed 304 total yards. They got 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, 1 interception. They allowed Lamar to only rush for 39 yards, and they kept the Ravens to 14% on third down and only 10 points. Also, the Ravens scored less than 14 points, and this is the first time in their last 53 games.
That's crazy.
So that Miami defense came, and they played how we thought that they were going to play all year. In this particular game, Herman, who did you have?
I mean, I picked the Ravens this game. This was like a no-brainer pick. At least that's what we all thought. But this is just another one of those typical NFL games where one team that we expect to come out and just, easily handle another team. They get hit in the mouth, and then they look up looking crazy like, what just happened? So I picked the Ravens. I got it wrong. And I think one of the key stats was Miami sacked Lamar 4 times in this game. You don't see that, hear that, very, that often. So, hats off to Miami. Don't overlook an NFL team. That's why they're in the NFL.
Yeah, I was with you, Herman, too. I thought the Ravens were going to just roll on this particular game, especially when they had what's the quarterback, the backup?
Brissett.
No. Yeah. Jacoby played and then got hurt.
Yeah.
And they had
Tua had to come in.
Tua had to come in and finish up the game, and actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this is just because the Ravens had to fly to Miami. It's Thursday night. I don't know. I would have never seen this happening, but I guess, like you said, Herman, you can't sleep through no teams. You always got to be prepared, and you always got to be focused. And I picked this one wrong. Marcus, who did you have?
Well, excuse me. Of course, I picked the Ravens as well. I was drinking the purple Kool-Aid. He said they went out there, they got smacked in the mouth any given Thursday. I never would have bet any kind of money the Dolphins would have won, but it is what it is. But there's always a couple of games this season where a team that you think is going to win, somebody has that number.
Mm-hmm.
It happens, and it is what it is. If they had to play that game, like you said, a best out of 3, or say like a basketball best out of 5, best out of 7, I would say the Ravens would win the vast majority of most of those games. But sometimes it's just not your day. It's a lesson need to be learned by the Ravens. Take it to heart, learn your lesson, move on, and keep going. I picked the Ravens, and I was wrong.
Well, Mark, you're not wearing the dunce hat, or the smart hat, so we assume
Yeah,
you picked the Ravens.
I took the Raiders. I was drinking the purple Kool-Aid on this one. Well, we talked about Brissett. The score was 3-6 before he left out. I don't think it was more so of an injury. I think that the coach wanted to change.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. I believe he didn't get injured. Coach went because he was mad when he was mad.
Exactly. The Ravens defense left holes all in their secondary. They played poorly that night, but Miami was victorious and they won it. And I didn't choose the Miami, so I lost this one.
But he did hurt his knee, but he was able to go back in.
But he was still able to play.
Yeah, he was able to play, but they kind of used it as a
excuse to keep him out.
Yeah.
All right. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Sunday affair with the Saints against the Titans. Somebody forgot to tell the Saints that they were not supposed to win this game. They put up 373 total yards. They were 41% on third down. And if it wasn't for 2 missed extra points, they may have pulled the upset. Instead, the Titans did enough to get the 23-21 win. In this game, I did pick the Titans. The Titans, it was a good game. I mean, they both played very well, showed out. But I thought that the Saints were the better team, even though they didn't end up winning it. But I picked the Titans. I picked this one right. Marcus, who did you have?
I also picked the Titans. Even without Derrick Henry, I just don't have much faith in the Saints right now. They don't really have a quarterback. Even if Jameis Winston was there, I still probably would have picked them to win that game. Tennessee is really. I think I did pick them to win the division. They are really showing. I think there's 6 games in a row they've won, and 5 of those have been against opponents that were in the playoffs last year. They really showing what they're made of, and we'll see if they can keep it up without Derrick Henry. They've done it the 2 weeks in a row. Technically 3, because then he go out when he got hurt. He went out like early on in that game, right?
Yeah.
So they I've always said I like the way Mike Vrabel will coach. I think he's a good coach, and I believe that their winning is an obvious sign of good coaching.
Excuse
me.
Mark.
Did you get my name? Hey, this one I took the Titans also. You said it, man. 2 points. They missed 2 extra points early in the game that ended up being a big factor, and they missed on a 2-point conversion also to tie the game up at the end, which was the big factor. One other thing about Tennessee's defense, they're on the up and up. They've been doing some dominating things for the last couple of games. So, and they peaking at the right time as far as the defense is concerned. But the Titans was victorious in this one. I picked the Titans.
Herman.
Yeah, I'm on that Titans bandwagon. So even with Henry off, and I know I was the one that said that, losing Henry is like losing your starting quarterback. But the defense has definitely taken it upon themselves to step up and they're getting things done for this team. This was a close one, and the Saints played without Alvin Kamara. So this could have went a different way for the Titans. But when your team wants to contend, you have to win these types of games right here. And, Tannehill, he's doing just enough. He's not doing anything to hurt the team. He's managing the game for the team. And, they're still working on trying to find that, that run game. They're never going to replace what Henry brought. But if they can get a little semblance of that run game, I think the Titans will be okay, especially with their defense playing the way they're playing. So I picked the Titans. Mainly it came down to the Saints don't have a quarterback, like Marcus said. I don't know what they're going to do. They're impressive that they're in these games, and they did just beat Tampa, but not having a true starting quarterback, it's going to hurt them in the long run when it comes down to experience and probably the playoffs if they get in or if they get close to the playoffs. But pick the Titans. I got this one right.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next game, which was the Seahawks versus the Packers. Yeah, go ahead and get it set up, Herman.
I don't even feel like I really deserve to wear this. It's more about y'all should be wearing the dunce cap this week.
All right, so the Russ was back. Rodgers was back. He picked the
he took the Packers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you changed your pick, buddy. Remember?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead. Give him the music.
Oh, you get that right?
No, he
gets
it when he talks. Not yet. Come on.
He gave his pick and then turned around and took it back at the end.
He did.
So Russ was back. The Rodgers was back. Had to be a high-scoring game, right?
No.
Green Bay won 17-0, putting up 393 total yards. They were 50% on third down, and they held time of possession 39 minutes and 9 seconds to 20 minutes and 51 seconds for the Seahawks. Russ was off, and he threw 2 interceptions and only 161 yards passing. Marcus, who did you pick?
Well, obviously, I picked the Seahawks. It was the wrong pick. Obviously, Russell, maybe they rushed him back. I mean, I know it's.
You mean maybe he rushed him back?
Yeah. Either way, I believe they rushed each other. He rushed himself back. They rushed him, and I mean, I can understand why it's almost the middle of the season, but you're only and you got a losing record. Um, it's to be honest with you, I think it's time for Pete Carroll to go. The Seahawks, besides Russell Wilson being there, they haven't really done anything. He's the only ray of light. He's the only reason why they win. And they
DK
gave
Metcalf.
Pete Carroll, huh?
DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett.
Still, it's time for Pete Carroll to go. He hasn't done a good job lately. They gave him too much, like most coaches, they give him too much power, and then they mess things up, and the team is going downhill. It's time for something new. If they don't, Russell's going to be out of there. I picked the Seahawks, and I was wrong. But it's weird because Aaron Rodgers didn't even throw a touchdown that game. Matter of fact, he threw one interception. So if you would have told me those stats, I'd be like, oh, there's no way that they would have won. The Seahawks definitely would have won, but it is what it is, and the Seahawks are not going to make the playoffs this year, and it's time for some reevaluation at the end of the season.
Mark, who did you have?
I took Seattle in this one also. It's like you said, Russell didn't look like himself at all, man. He wasn't comfortable back there. He got sacked 3 times. Did you all know this was the lowest scoring halftime game so far this year? And also, Seattle have not been shut out in 10 years. This is Russell Wilson's first time ever in his career being shut out. And it just showed he just wasn't his comfortable self. I think a lot of it had to do with the offensive line and not really establishing the running game to start him this game. But Russell was rusty. And it'll take a little while for him to get back into the flow. But I took Seattle on it, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I was with you guys. I picked Seattle. I was concerned with Rodgers coming back. A, if he was going to play, and B, if he played, how bad would COVID affect him? He was not himself. They did win, and that wasn't because of him. It was a team effort. That defense really played well. Russell played bad. It was just an ugly combination. You're right, Mark. That is the first time that he got shut out. So it wasn't a very pleasant game to watch aesthetically. We expected more from both of these teams, but the Packers got it done. So I picked this one wrong. All right, Mr. Triplett, the floor is yours. He is worse than Mark.
Turn the tassel. Thank you. I appreciate you handing the floor off to me. The only one who picked the correct winner of this game, which was the Green Bay Packers. Thank you. First of all, I knew Aaron Rodgers was going to come back because there was no way he was going to miss 2 games because of COVID. He was going to lie, cheat, whatever. He was going to be on that field. Okay. So that's why I didn't understand why y'all didn't pick the Packers anyway. But hey, if you wanted me to wear the cap, I'm much appreciated. Thank you very much.
We blame Marcus for this one.
Yeah.
Why you believe? Oh, yeah.
He switched it. But,
Absolutely.
Russ definitely. He didn't look good at all. He was again, just running for his life. I agree with you, Marcus. I think you're probably right. Pete Carroll, is time for him to go because the Seahawks have weapons. They need to get that offensive line a little more sturdy. But you got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and when Chris Carson's is healthy, they have a pretty decent run game. But yeah, Carroll, it's I think he's just kind of worn out the welcome. He's worn out that rah that he used to bring to them. Seattle doesn't scare anybody on the road. You know what I mean? At home, yeah, different story. But on the road, they're just not that team. But
They lost the last 2 home games.
Yeah, they're just on a loop. But they didn't have their quarterback there though. Too, so, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't himself. Definitely wasn't himself. You could tell COVID had affected him. But like Brian said, it was a team effort. The defense stepped up. Rodgers spread the ball around to a lot of receivers. No touchdowns. We're not used to seeing that, 1 pick, but they got it done. Again, if you want to be a team that's going to contend, these are the games that you have to win. And Green Bay is, they're 4-0 right now at home. So hats off to Green Bay. Appreciate you, letting me make this pick. And just thank you.
All right, enough of that. Let's move on.
The next time the Herbert gets ready to lone wolf, I'm changing my pick to history because I never want to see him wear that hat again. Okay,
He worse than me.
he's way worse than you. He is way worse. All right, now that we're done with that segment, let's get on to the next game, which we thought was going to be a good game. It was a 5-4 Brown.
We thought wrong.
Yeah, we thought wrong.
Bringing the 5-4 Patriots, man. The Browns came down the field on their first drive and they scored a touchdown. And that was it. New England put up 45 points, 452 total yards, was 77% on third down, held time of possession 34 minutes to 2 seconds to the Browns 25 minutes to 58 seconds. And then the stat of the week was Belichick is 134-8 when scoring 30 points or more. 134, and he's only lost 8 times when his team scored 30 points or more.
Well, 30 points is a lot in football.
But 138?
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're supposed to score 30 points.
I mean, you would think. You would think. I just thought that was a nice little stat. Mark, who did you have in this one?
I took the Patriots in this one, man. Baker Field got knocked out of this game. It wasn't an arm this time. It was a knee injury in the third quarter. The rookie for the Patriots, Stevenson, he was a monster. He was running the ball, scored twice, rushed for over 100 yards. The Patriots look. I mean, McIntyre got these boys kind of playing. Patriots trying to put a notch in his AFC. They coming back strong. I was surprised that it was a blowout as bad this was. I thought it'd be a good, entertaining game. It wasn't. It was a dudes fest from the beginning. But I took the Patriots and I was successful with it.
Herman.
Wait, Mark, you picked the Patriots?
I did, yes.
Wow. Yeah, well, I got this one wrong. I picked the Browns. Definitely expected them to be way more competitive. But once New England scored 17 in the second quarter, that was it. I mean, they basically took away what the Browns like to do, and that's run the football. Once you took that run game out, it was pretty much a wrap. And like Mark, you said Bakerfield went out in the third quarter. He was 11 for 21 with 73 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. That's not going to get it done at all. I think we all want to see the Browns do good, and every year they start off, they're looking like they're going to be that team that's actually good this year, and then they just start going right down that hill again. So I picked the Browns. I got it wrong. I don't know that I'll be picking the Browns anymore this year. That's just the truth.
So do you think that Odell was smiling and then frowning?
No.
Ear to ear.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
You think he was a little happy about that?
Most definitely.
Hey, Brian, you would thought he had on the cap this week.
Look, Mark, he can only be so happy because he played that night, and then this team got spanked. So
yeah,
there's only so much happiness he could have going around. I picked the Patriots on this one too. The Patriots were hot. I think they were on like a 3 or 4 game winning streak, and they've been doing pretty good. I knew that Nick Chubb wasn't playing, and although the guy Dearness Johnson he's a good running back, he's not Nick Chubb. That team runs better and plays better, but the defense was just not existent. The defense really let them down. Now I don't know if it was because they were on the field too long, because the offense wasn't going, but they just let them down. I mean, what's that wide receiver that the Patriots have? Jacoby Myers. Is that the guy?
Got his first
Jacoby Myers
NFL touchdown.
Yes. Did y'all see how his team rallied around him after he got his first touchdown? I mean, like half the offense was on there giving him 5 and hugging him like he just won the Super Bowl. And it was just a little quick route. He caught a pass. He dove in the end zone.
Hasn't he been hurt like the last couple seasons or something like that?
He's just been a disappointment. I think
Basically, yeah.
I think he's just been really, because he was a high draft pick. I think he's just been very disappointing. But I picked the Patriots. The Patriots are a scary team, man. I'm glad we already played them.
Yeah.
All right. Herman, did you say who you picked?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need Marcus. We
Yeah,
need Marcus.
I'm gonna need you to do better, sir. Do better.
I mean,
He
I
better
forget
do
about
better.
you sometime. I'm sorry.
Whatever. You're gonna forget about when I meet.
Did you be up there falling asleep during the show anyway? So what's the difference?
I ain't not falling asleep. I picked the Browns, and like Herman said, I'm definitely not picking the Browns the rest of the season. They never live up to what we. Every year, we think they're gonna do something, and every year it turns out to be a farce. And I heard the reason why they lost that game like that was because Odell by accident had left his shirt in the locker room. So there's some real. He was still there in spirit. So
I'm like, what? I'm wondering where you're going with this shirt thing. I'm like, what?
So it messed him up. The Patriots, I guess, last year with Brady winning the Super Bowl, got Belichick motivated. He's like, not this year, son. Not this year, sir.
Yeah.
He will not embarrass me again. Because they are doing much better than I thought they would. The Mac attack seems to be real, at least for this year. They're doing way better than I thought they were. The Bills might need to be a little bit worried. They might need to be a little bit worried. But I picked the Browns, and I was wrong, and they will not get picked again.
And you brought it up, Mark. That defense, the Patriots, they had a meeting when they were 2-something. I can't remember, but they're like, this is not the team that we want to be. And after that, they started winning. So, all right. So the next game we're going to discuss is the Chiefs and the Raiders on Monday night. The score
Wait a minute. Wait. Skirt!
Oh yeah, we can wait.
Yeah, we can definitely wait for this.
Well, what happened?
Oh, he has to get his hat.
Which he should have had available.
Right.
He always had that other hat ready.
Does
I got to slow the show down.
I'm gonna need y'all. This is the second week in a row. I'm gonna need y'all to have them hats right there when the show starts. Okay?
Y'all know my hat was ready.
I know.
I did find it.
Where was it? Where was it when you found it?
It was in my closet.
Should be the first place you look.
I did. I went there. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I didn't want to wait.
There it is. Spin it. Spin.
Where's the music, Marcus?
You know when you talk.
Not that music. Why does the hat look smaller on Mark's head then?
You got a big head. You got a big head.
I don't know. I think it fits pretty good.
I got a little peanut head.
You got a big head.
All right. The score was 17-7 at the half. The Raiders got the ball and proceeded to go 75 yards in 5 plays and bring the score to 17-14. And that was it. The rest of the night belonged to the Chiefs as they spanked the Raiders 41-14. Kansas City put up 516 total yards. They were 60% on third down, and Mahomes threw 5 touchdowns as the Chiefs take first place in the AFC West. Herman, how did you have this game going down?
Yeah, I picked the Chiefs in this one. Definitely didn't see it going the way that it did. I thought it would definitely be a more competitive game on the Raiders. The Raiders have been pretty hot lately. But I'm not going to say that the Chiefs are definitely back, but they were definitely back for that game. They put a whooping on the Raiders. The Chiefs had 200-yard receivers in that game. Travis Kelce and Darrell Williams. And Tyreek Hill had 83 yards. I mean, this was just an exhibition by the Chiefs, honestly. This is what they used to do to everybody all the time. Very impressive. Mahomes threw 50 times. That is a lot. But like you said, he had 5 touchdowns. I'm glad I left him in my fantasy lineup because I figured he was going to at least blow up at some point, and he did. So how'd that look? How'd that work out for you?
I still won. Barely.
You did still win.
I did still win.
Yeah, he did. But I picked the Chiefs and I got this one right.
With the Rams' whole offense in there, he still won.
Ridiculous.
Oh man.
That's about the person I played. They should feel real.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. All right, and this one I was with Herman. I went with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are back. I think they're back. I think this is their motivation to get back to the back to the playoffs and back to the Super Bowl. They still got to do some more with that defense. They played a good game this time, but the offense, it seemed like Mahomes kind of got the nod, was taking what the offense gave him. Herman had mentioned how Williams, the running back, had 100 yards receiving, which means that he was doing the checkdowns in this game, doing the screens, then not taking the Chiefs trying to go for the deep ball all the time. So the Chiefs are a formidable team, I think, again. So I picked the Chiefs. I picked this one right. Marcus, who did you have?
I also picked the Chiefs. I just had if they was going to get turned around in Kansas City, it was going to have to be this game because we're halfway through the season. And I'm gonna say they're back too. They were last in the division, and now they're back to first. I think the Raiders' downfall contributed to a couple of things. I mean, lost their coach, lost the two 2020 first round picks. It's just. And this guy, this coach, he, I was watching sports stuff this weekend, and they were saying nobody would have picked this guy to be a head coach. He just got, he got there because Gruden got kicked out, and so I think, all that good energy and all that momentum they had built before Gruden got fired has fizzled out. And I think the Raiders are going to be who we thought they were, and the Chiefs.
Hey, Marcus, not to mention Jackson. Handing the ball over to him. Deshaun wanted to catch the ball deep and then throw it to
that was crazy. I thought he lobbed that,
it looked like it, but he had actually got knocked out. He didn't know where he was going. Why would you turn around?
That was so weird.
The end zone is that way. Why are you turning around?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, so I don't know how long he's going to be there. Well, I think he got one more mess up. I think he may get cut. All right, Mark, the floor is yours, sir. Who did you pick?
As you see, I'm wearing a hat, so that means I didn't choose the proper team. Mahomes looked good in this one, man. The Raiders, like you said, were about to score right before that crazy play with Deshaun Jackson, which would made it close. I think it would have been 24-21 at least. But after that turnover and the Raiders got the ball, it was pretty much. After Kansas City got the ball, it was pretty much over for the Raiders on that. Mahomes looked like they're getting back on track. You see how poised he was back there. The trick plays. How about the fake punt? That was a smooth play. That was a nice play too.
Yeah, it was
to mention. But yeah, the Raiders, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. That's probably the last time I'm taking the Raiders this year too.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, their run is pretty much done. We'll see what they do next year.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the final game. Mark, you can take the hat off. The final game, again, was a boring game. Not necessarily boring. I shouldn't say that, but not as
it was boring,
decisive as I thought it was going to be. The 72 Rams at the 3-5 49ers. The Rams couldn't wait to show off their two shiny new toys, Beckham and Miller. Unfortunately, it didn't matter as the Niners brushed off an old friend named George Kittle and Deebo Samuel, who both combined for 10 catches, 147 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The Niners also rushed for 156 yards against the vaunted Rams front. The Niners were 57% on third down and held time of possession 39 minutes and 3 seconds to 20 minutes and 57 seconds. In this game, I was fooled completely. I just knew the Rams were going to light them up, and have a big show with Odell. Not necessarily, him, having a big game, but I thought he'd at least get a touchdown in this game. But the Niners, they just ran all over them. Like Herman said earlier, I mean, you didn't even hear 99's name throughout the whole game. I don't know if he even touched Garoppolo. But I picked the Rams. I picked this one completely wrong. Marcus, who did you have?
I also picked the Rams. I thought they would come back from that loss against the Titans. That is not what happened. Um, I mean, we discussed this game earlier. They just need to. Like I said, I think it's just mid-season blues. They just need to get together. They got the bye week this week. That means they got 2 weeks to get it right. San Francisco dominated that game from start to finish. Early turnovers by Matthew Stafford. Odell, he caught a couple of passes, but obviously, he was. I think he was in there too soon. They should have just waited. Especially they got a bye week. They could have waited. They could have waited and let him get accustomed to the playbook more. It's just. I think it's just bad coaching. They got too excited to show off the new tiny little trinkets, and it backfired on them. But they'll be okay. But I picked the Rams, and I was wrong.
Mark.
Yeah, I took the Rams on this one too. The Jimmy G looked like the old Jimmy G in this particular game.
Yeah.
There were 2 plays that really stuck out to me. George Kittle came back and he was phenomenal. He threw a block on Von Miller. Oh my goodness, he pancaked him. That just showed how dominating the 49ers were against the Rams that night. The other one that was a trip was the butt interception that didn't count. Did you all see that one?
Yes, if it was a penalty, was the only reason it didn't count. That would have been play of the year.
Yes, it was. He caught an interception, yes, by catching it in his buttocks. Yeah. He sure did. But the Rams just dominated them. I mean, 49ers just dominated them from go. I took the Rams and I lost out on this one.
Herman.
Yeah, this was like watching a train wreck. I was just sitting there in awe, like, what is really happening right now? But yeah, I picked the Rams on this one and got it wrong. It was like you said, we talked about this one a little bit earlier, but their defense was on the field, most of the game. They weren't that dominant defense you were expecting to see. They were physically manhandled and outplayed. They did one cut scene where they cut to Von Miller on the sideline and he had the oxygen mask on. And I'm like, bruh, you're not in Denver anymore. Like, what is going on? Ain't no
altitude here, dog.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? So, man, he was hurting. But yeah, Deebo Samuels and Kittle, combined, it's a force. I got both of them on my fantasy teams too. I'm pretty good at fantasy. We review these games. I look at it like, man, I'll be having good players. But yeah, this was interesting. I think the Rams will bounce back. It's going to be interesting to see who wins that division because the Rams could wind up being a wild card and having to travel. So if things keep going the way that they're going, because Arizona's going to be that division winner possibly and win. They could get that number 1 seed, but it's going to be interesting. So.
You're not worried about the Panthers coming back with Cam?
No. Well, they could get in the playoff because if Atlanta's in the playoff scene right now, they're actually. I don't think
Atlanta's in it anymore.
They dropped out of it now.
Yeah, okay. After that, they needed it no more. All right. So, what did you guys do? What did you end up with? I was 3-3.
I was 2-4.
This is my worst week, man. I was 2-4 and I had to wet a cat.
I was 3-3.
So we all, none of us was over 500. So we gotta get some work to do. So y'all better have some good picks in these coming up right now.
Yeah.
So we got the tomorrow night, the Thursday night game. Like I said, that hot Patriots team is 6-4. Vegas got them giving up 4 points in this particular game against the 4-5 Falcons, who just got smashed by the Dallas Cowboys. We got the 10th ranked Pats offense versus the 18th ranked Falcons defense, which is the best stat I could find for them because everything else was in the 20s. We'll start off with Marcus. Who you like in this one?
I'm going to take the Patriots, of course. Why would I take the Falcons? The Falcons suck. Falcons are terrible.
Hey, we can think of another reason why you take the Falcons. That's off air.
I'm taking the Patriots. Patriots are hot right now.
That's why he gave the dramatic pause.
I'm taking the Patriots. Like I said, they're on fire right now. Mac Jones is looking good. They're just hot right now, and the Falcons aren't. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Patriots. I think it's an easy pick.
I'm sorry. You say me?
Mhm.
I'm sorry. The return of the Mac, man. You got to take the Patriots, Mac Jones and them. I'm not seeing the Falcons coming out victorious with this one. I'm taking the Pats.
Herman.
You know, everybody thinks that this is going to be a walkover game for the Patriots, but you know, I mean, the Falcons don't play the Cowboys every week, so they're not going to get blown out like that.
Oh my God.
Okay. You know, and anything can happen in the NFL. We just saw this last week. So I think it's hard for me to say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Patriots because
Yeah, we
no
knew that was
way in hell I'm risking the dunce cap on this game.
Hey, you better say, because I think you gonna be wearing a Dutch cap this week.
Nope.
Yeah, we're all unanimous in this one. We're gonna go with the Patriots on this one too. I just can't put my money on Matty Ice this year, man. So I don't care how good Kyle Pitts has played. I just don't see it, especially on a short week too.
I was forgetting no Calvin Ridley anymore.
Yeah, and that does hurt him. That hurts him a lot.
You know, Pitts he got shut down by Dallas last week.
He did.
I mean, he was a non-factor.
Yeah. You know, Matty, I think he only threw for like 161 yards in that game.
Oh yeah, I mean he got picked off by every starting cornerback on the Cowboys.
well, one of those wasn't his. One of those was the backup.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So he only threw 2. All right, we're gonna move on to a Sunday affair. The 5-5 Colts at the 6-3 Bills. Bills are giving up 7 in this one by Vegas. We got the 4th ranked offense of the Colts versus the number 1 ranked Bills defense. This one I'll go first. I'm on that Bills Mafia train. I think that defense is playing fantastic. I think that Carson Wentz is erratic. And although they do have a very strong running game, I think when it's all said and done, the Bills come out victorious. Mark, who do you got?
Bills Mafia, baby. I'm agreeing with you. I'm taking the Bills.
I'm with the Bills. I don't know which Carson Wentz is going to show up any given week for the Colts. Even though, you know, Jonathan Taylor, he tries to hold it down as much as he can. I'm rolling with the Bills on this one.
Marcus, you lone wolfing.
So I think actually it's going to be a pretty close game. It's going to be a very tough game. I think it's going to be a slugfest. But I'm gonna have to go Bills Mafia and last year's MVP candidate Josh Allen.
Last year.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills in this one.
All right, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty right now. We got the highlight game of the week. We have the 7-2 America's team. You all love to hate Dallas Cowboys versus the 6-4 Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are giving up 2.5. We got the 2nd ranked Cowboys offense versus the number 1 ranked Chiefs offense.
It's Chiefs, man. Like, you know the goddamn say it right.
Is it? Oh, sorry. Dang, WTF.
This is why everybody hates you, Cowboys. That's right.
All right, Marcus, who do you got in this game?
Like I said earlier, Mahomes is back. The Chiefs are back. This is an Arrowhead. I'm taking the Chiefs. Dallas is original professional football team.
That is true. That is true. Mark.
I think the chefs are going to be cooking up some Cowboys this week. I'm taking the chefs.
So the stat that I didn't mention is that the Chiefs are like 31 in defense. So the Cowboys are like in the top 10. So you already know that this Cowboy train ain't going to stop. So you can go ahead and chalk up that dub. And I'm telling you right now, it's not even going to be close. Cowboys by 17. Herman?
I mean, when we say we was picking this one, we knew how it was going to split. The hater. I'm going with the Cowboys.
The smart choice. The best team in the NFL.
Exactly. It's likely going to be a shootout. The Chiefs defense, they have not seen an offense like the Cowboys. That's the Falcons.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I mean, I got the bubble guts. We can speed this up a little bit.
Really?
All right. You could have just said something else.
Yeah.
But you could have typed it.
Okay.
Private chat.
Speed this up a little
All right. So the next affair, we got the 8-2 Cardinals versus the Seahawks, who I forgot to put in what their record was.
3-6.
Yeah.
Want to see something funny?
What?
Vegas has Seahawks giving up 2.5.
Because they don't know if Murray's going to play or not.
Yeah, and it's a home game too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
So 4th ranked Cardinals offense versus the 27th ranked Seahawks defense. Bubble Guts, who you got?
I got the Cardinals. That's all I got. Moving on.
Herman.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
Herman.
Seahawks.
Mark.
Can I go? If Kyler plays, I'm taking the Cardinals.
No,
They
they
wouldn't
don't.
let me do
If he
that.
doesn't play, they'll
No,
take
they wouldn't let me
Seattle.
do that last week with Green Bay, so no.
All right, give me Seattle.
I'm with Marcus. I'm going with the Cardinals.
You just had to take my lone wolf, didn't you? Little
Yeah,
bastard.
I'm surprised.
Change your pick, Mark. You suck.
Kyler's playing, Mark. Kyler's playing.
Let's go. Move on to the
All
next.
right. Sunday night, the 5-3-1. You like that, Herbert?
one.
Steelers.
Let's speed this up.
All right, at the 5-4 Chargers. Chargers are giving up 4.5. We got the 7th ranked Steelers defense versus the 8th ranked passing offense of the Chargers. Mr. Parker, who do you feel is going to win this game? It doesn't matter because I'm going to Marcus first. You're last. Marcus, who's going to win this game?
I'm taking the Chargers.
Herman.
Chargers.
I'm going with the Chargers. Mark, are you lone wolfing?
Yes.
Chargers.
Really?
Ben's playing.
Chargers.
All right. Last game we're going to go
The refs.
All right, final game Monday night. The 3-6 Giants who are coming off a bye against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are giving up 10.5. 10.5. It's the 21st ranked Giants defense versus the 6th ranked Bucks offense. Now remember, the Bucks lost to the WTF, so be wise on who you choose.
Lost 2 in a row.
Oh yeah, they did, but the last one was an ugly one. Man, I think Tom Brady is hot. I think the team is heated. Man, I think the Bucks walk all over the Giants. Herman, who you got?
Bucks. No way in hell, and no way the Giants win that game.
Mark
The Buccaneers, baby.
and Marcus.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Bucks. Like Herman said, there's no way the Giants win that game. They're not Bucks not losing 3 games in a row.
Nah, that's not happening.
Man, y'all suck. Nobody lone wolf.
I
No.
was trying to, but Mark wanted to right off take my damn lone wolf.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to see how this game goes. Thank you guys for joining us, for watching it. We're going to have our quick final thoughts, and then Marcus is going to take us out of here so he can take himself out of here. Mark, what's your final thought?
My only final thoughts is there were so many NFL games that I watched, and as soon as the camera goes on the player, there's a motion of a foul mouth that's coming out. Hey man, put these players on slow mo or what you call them, delay or something.
Delay.
Man, we gotta clean these game up. I'm tired of seeing these players with these foul mouths as soon as you put the cameras on them. They need to do a better job with that. That's all I got.
Yeah, my final thought is more of a festive one. I went to Walmart Sunday to pick up a couple things, and I saw Christmas trees and heard Christmas music. Christmas does not start
I agree.
till after Thanksgiving, okay?
I agree.
There's still
Agreed.
Black Friday, and then you can do all you want with Christmas. My neighbors got Christmas lights up already.
Mine too. Mine too.
Let's have some Thanksgiving, please. God.
They
Herman,
disrespect
what's your
Thanksgiving.
final thought before Marcus explodes?
2 final thoughts.
Hey, maybe we should wait and see what happens in his real life.
No.
Shut up.
2 final thoughts. The first final thought is the reason why people are decorating for Christmas right now is
He's
because
turning red.
You don't decorate for Thanksgiving. You just don't. Okay, that's why they're
But
decorating.
you don't got to turn your lights on.
Sure you do. I'm putting up my Christmas tree this weekend. Anyway, my other final thought is maybe you should think about what you eat before you go on the show.
I ain't got no final thoughts. I'm trying to get out of here. If you quite
He
catch
can't
us
even
on,
talk.
I know. So YouTube, yeah. If you watch us on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. We're on Facebook, Delay of Game, in the Facebook group. On Twitter at Delay of Game 3, and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.